Okay, you guys, it is bad indie week here on Horoscope, and this one was a doozy. It really was. It is titled Motorhome Massacre, and it sounds like a good movie. It sounds like it could be pretty awesome. The poster cover art looks pretty good. Great concept. If you look at the concept on paper, while not totally original, still sounds fun. A group of kids, late teens or 20s, they're horny, they want to party, they're going to go for a trip in the motorhome. And of course, a killer is present in the woods, and one by one they get hacked off, essentially. Yes, on paper it sounds fantastic. What happened in this movie is just a lack of execution and acting and practical effects. A lot of things are kind of lacking in this movie. There's an opening scene that I'm not quite sure why they put in, because you have the opening scene, and then, which is like, maybe an 5 minute opening scene, and then we revisit that scene 28 minutes into the movie. So it's still fresh in our minds, but I think they were just trying to pad out the movie a little bit. So we went back to it about half hour into the movie. The characters are highly unlikable. You want them all to die. The acting is horrible. The dialogue is horrible. Everything about this movie is just about horrible. There is one African American girl who is called a tar baby, and then jungle fever. The term jungle fever is used as well. I mean, granted, it was from like a hillbilly type character, but I mean, come on. It's so ridiculous. It's just scene after scene after scene where the plot goes nowhere. I mean, it's just like nothing advances the plot of this movie. You have like a 6 minute scene where some of the kids are getting high, and then they're going to have a three-way. That sounds much more exotic than it actually turned out. Yes, you do have a little bit of boobies if that's what you're looking for, and I think it's almost required in movies like this. So I guess on that front it didn't disappoint. I mean, the kill scenes, there are very few kill scenes, and they're comical. They really are. It was more, this movie had more of like I'm gonna put the machete through my armpit type kill scenes, and then just put some blood over it. That's kind of what we're working with here. There's absolutely no surprise as to who the killer is. You can figure it out immediately who the killer is. And what's even more comical is they decided to kind of throw a second ending and a second, well, I won't spoil that, but it's kind of a second ending to the movie, which makes no sense. Motorhome Massacre, or whatever this movie's called, Motorhome Murders, is really kind of the Birdemic of the horror genre. And I think Birdemic is technically a horror genre, but this one, it falls right there. This is really one of those movies where you get a hold of it, maybe you have a few cocktails, you get together with some friends, and just rip this movie apart. Just kick back and have a good time with it. It's one of those type of movies. There are reaction shots that make no sense. Like, they just have not random, but they just have reaction shots of nothing. Like, one character will be speaking, and then it'll go to a shot of a different character, and that character is like looking off into the distance or doing like nodding their head, but it's a mess. It's a mess. I guess it's watchable. Barely. I'm not going to say don't check this movie out. I would never say that. but it's a doozy. It really is. Yeah, so that's my review for this week. Check it out if you want. It's on DVD. But yeah, you know what? Check out everyone else's videos this week. And thank you for checking out Horoscope. I will see you next Thursday.